And, you know, on the basketball court, it wasn't a lot different, you know. I didn't get in there and mix it up a lot and stuff. But there was one particular day where, you know, I was just kind of having a rough time running up and down the court. And all of a sudden, I noticed that there was like foam coming out of the side of my mouth. I know, you know, it's weird, right? Like, who's gonna guard me? I've got foam coming out of the side of my mouth, you know? They're like, this dude's a freak, you know, he's got rabies or severe mental issues, you know? Like foam coming out everywhere, and it really freaked me out. Anybody get freaked out if you had foam coming out of your mouth? And you didn't know why? Okay. I didn't do the whole Alka-Seltzer and Sprite thing, it just started coming out, and it flipped me out. I didn't know what it was, so immediately what was my first thought? I'm gonna die, you know? I'm playing basketball in the middle of this basketball court, you know, I'm in 5th grade, and I'm gonna die like this, you know, and this is not how I want to die. Not like I planned that, and there's not ways I want to die, but I didn't want to die like that. So I run to my dad, I stopped playing basketball, my dad's coaching on the sideline, I run to him, and I'm like, you know, like I'm starting to cry, you know, I'm a 5th grade boy, you know, it's very embarrassing, but I didn't care that point, like, Dad, I'm dying! And my dad, he's just, you know, like I said, he's a tough guy. I'm, you know, like very disappointed in my Metro son, you know, like very disappointed. So, you know, he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, Dad, there's foam coming out of the side of my mouth. There's foam, you know? And my dad, you know, I was a little overdramatic. My dad just like, boy, there's foam coming out of the side of your mouth because you haven't drank enough water. Now get over there to the fountain and get some water. I said, Dad, they can't do that. Get some water. I said, yes, sir. So I run over there, and sure enough, I was a small kid, you know, I was 4'11" going into high school, you know, I mean, I was small, you know. Yeah, there we go, you know, short jokes. Alright, anyways, alright. It's where I wear high heels, just kidding. Alright, so I run to the water fountain, what happens? Alright, the foam goes away. I run to the water fountain, I get some water, you know, my mouth, it was parched, you know, I didn't know what was going on, like, I was really dry inside there, I couldn't even talk very well. I had a hard time even breathing. All of a sudden, when I got that water, it was so cool. It felt so nice in my mouth, and immediately that foam spit stuff, you know, that I was like, what is this stuff? It went away, and I was refreshed again. Like, I felt absolutely amazing. It felt great. So my dad was right. I just needed some cool water to refresh me. Guys, all around the world, today, this very minute, there are millions and millions and millions of people who don't have that liberty to go and run to a water fountain to quench their thirst. Millions of people. In fact, look up here on the screen. There are 884 million people. You've seen the t-shirt. 884 million people around the world that do not have clean drinking water. Nearly 90% of diseases are water-related. Unsafe drinking water, inadequate sanitation. There are 2.2 million people that die every year from water-related sicknesses and diseases. In Africa alone, over 40 billion hours are spent carrying water to homes and villages. 40 billion hours. Women, who typically are the ones that go and get the water, spend between 15 and 20 hours a week. 15 and 20 hours a week going and seeking and collecting water, walking up to 7 miles in the dry season. 7 miles. That's one way back. Water-related diseases cost students 443 million school days a year. More than 150 million school-aged children are affected by waterborne parasites like roundworm, whipworm, and hookworm. These same children can carry, get this, up to 1,000 parasites at a time, causing anemia, stunted growth, and other debilitating conditions. And this last fact totally tripped me out. One child under the age of 5, every 15 seconds, dies from a water-related disease. One child under the age of 5. Now flip to this next picture right here. One child under the age of 5 dies every 15 seconds from a water-related disease. Now, if that picture right there just does not wreck your heart, I don't know what will. That picture right there, if you look at it, shows me a child who's losing hope, maybe who's lost hope, who doesn't have the same freedoms and the same things that you and I take for granted on a daily basis, like walking to a water fountain when we're thirsty, like asking our parents to stop by a gas station on the way home from school and picking up a bottle of water, paying $1 for a bottle of water. Being able to go and take a bath to clean yourself from the dirt and just the day's work. Being able to cook in water that's safe for cooking. And being able to live a life that really they ought to be able to live. Look at that beautiful little girl. That beautiful little girl has to endure drinking water that looks just like that. Now, you and I, all right, now there's some crazy people here, all right, identify yourself. Thank you. All right, there are some crazy people. And I've seen some of you crazy people because you've drinking this, all right? And I'm sure there might be a few of you here because someone drank a little bit of this teaching, all right? Very proud of you, okay? Go check yourself for a parasite, really. No, don't do that. This water right here, none of us in our right minds would choose to drink that. None of us would. In fact, I don't even want to wash my shoes with it. You know, it's kind of disgusting. It's nasty. You and I would never think about drinking water like this. Yet, this is just dirt. This is just dirt here. Dirt, little particles, like mulch and things like that. That's what's going on outside this, and that's disgusting. That's nasty enough for you not to be like, what in the world? There is no way on God's green earth I would drink anything like this. We want to drink something like this. It's clear, it's refreshing, it soothes, it satisfies. This does none of the sort. This makes you sick to your stomach. This doesn't fulfill you. It's like going to the ocean, opening your mouth, and letting all that salt water come inside. Who's swallowed a bunch of salt water before? Who's puked right afterwards? All right, it's disgusting, right? It's nasty. Why? Because it doesn't fill. Your body rejects it. It's nasty. Your body says, that is not for me. That's not what I want. That's not what's going to let me run like I need to run. That's not going to satisfy me like clean, clear, beautiful, fresh water would satisfy me. No. Our bodies can't run on this. And their bodies don't run on this. Man, I'm telling you guys, man, when I see some of these pictures up here and I get myself out of my own little world and realize there are people out there that need clean water. And look, I'm not here to say that, you know what, we don't deserve clean water as Americans. We don't deserve that stuff. We don't deserve the things that we've been blessed with, That's what I'm saying at all, man. Yeah, that's great. We ought to be able to have that stuff. We ought to have clean water. Don't feel bad because you have clean water. Feel bad because they don't. Feel bad. Let that image sink into your heart for a moment and imagine a world where you've got to live drinking water. The water is supposed to sustain you. Remember, can't go 3 days without drinking water. That's the stuff you have to drink and use on a daily basis to survive just a little while longer, because you're not really surviving when you're drinking that and replenishing your body with that. In fact, you're just dying a very slow death. Because that water can't sustain. It can't sustain. Man, I'm telling you what, when I see pictures like that of that sweet little girl, you know what I want to do? I want to wrap my arms around her. I want to give her hope. I want to give her something she doesn't have. I want to give her life. I want her to feel like she's taken care of. I want her to feel like she's home. I want her to feel like she's safe. I want her to be able to look up at me with those eyes, those happy, blissful eyes, knowing that her world around her is safe. And it's a great life to live. As many of you guys came here, keep that image up there, many of you guys came here tonight because, man, you know what? There are people around the world that need clean water. And it costs $5,000 to build a well in a shallow water